Hi, I'm Mr. Recap from YouTube. The new season of Wednesday is just around the corner, so now is the perfect time to refresh your memory on Season 1. At the beginning of the series, a 15-year-old girl named Wednesday Addams arrives at her high school with a creepy look on her face. She finds her brother, Pugsley, tied up inside his locker. As she unties him, she asks,
"I want names."
He's too scared to say the names. But suddenly, Wednesday has a vision. She sees exactly who bullied her brother.
You okay?
I'm not about to confess to my brother that I've recently been plagued by visions.
Once she finds out that a group of swim team bullies are behind it, she heads to the swimming pool carrying 2 bags filled with piranhas. She declares,
"The only person who gets to torture my brother is me."
Then she casually unleashes the bloodthirsty piranhas into the pool. As the bullies scramble out in terror, Wednesday smiles, satisfied with her revenge. Cut to the next scene. Wednesday's parents, Morticia and Gomez, are fed up with her behavior. They decide to send her to the prestigious Nevermore Academy, a school where all the students have supernatural abilities and are taught how to control them.
Darling, we aren't the ones who got you expelled. That boy's family was going to file attempted murder charges. How would that have looked on your record?
Terrible. Everyone would know I failed to get the job done.
Morticia and Gomez are both alumni of the same academy. Meanwhile, a hiker sets out alone in the woods near Nevermore. Unfortunately, just minutes into his journey, an unknown creature attacks and kills him. Later, the local sheriff finds his mutilated body and begins investigating the area. We soon learn this isn't the first case. There's been a string of similar murders recently.
Tell the bear is back.
You don't really believe that, Sheriff?
No, I don't. Whatever did this wasn't human. Look, I know these murders are connected to Nevermore. I just can't prove it yet. So until I can, it's a goddamn bear.
Next, Wednesday arrives at Nevermore and meets Principal Larissa Weems, who runs the school with strict authority. We find out she used to be Morticia's roommate.
Did your mother tell you we were roommates back in the day?
And you graduated with your sanity intact? Impressive.
Morticia also mentions that the court has ordered therapy sessions for Wednesday because of her behavior. Principal Weems assigns Wednesday to her mother's old dorm room and introduces her to her new roommate, Enid,
Howdy, roomie.
a cheerful werewolf who's the complete opposite of Wednesday in every way.
Are you feeling okay? You look a little pale.
Wednesday always looks half dead.
Enid decorates her side of the room with bright colors, while Wednesday prefers everything dark and gothic. The principal also mentions that a special uniform has been ordered for Wednesday. Later, Enid gives Wednesday a tour of the academy. Wednesday tells her she doesn't plan to stay long. Being here was her mother's idea. She even finds an old photo of her mother as a student.
Rumors been swirling around that you killed a kid at your old school and your parents pulled strings to get you off.
Actually, it was 2 kids, but who's counting?
Enid continues the tour, introducing the 4 main student groups: fangs, vampires, furs, werewolves, stoners, gorgons with snakes on their heads, and scales, sirens who can manipulate people. Enid points out the most popular girl in school, Bianca Barclay, a stunning siren, and her ex-boyfriend, Xavier Thorpe, a death artist who can bring his drawings to life. Enid also runs a gossip vlog about Nevermore. Her friend Ajax, a gorgon, comes over to warn her about how dangerous her new roommate is.
She eats human flesh. Totally chowed down on that kid she murdered. You better watch your back.
Quite the contrary. I actually fillet the bodies of my victims, then feed them to my menagerie of pets.
He's impressed by Wednesday's black and white aesthetic.
You're in black and white, like a living Instagram filter.
Ignore him. Gorgon spent way too much time getting stoned. You know, it's a small school and there wasn't much online about you. Oh, you know, you should really get on Insta, Snapchat, and TikTok.
Wednesday replies that she avoids social media and gadgets, calling them a soul-sucking void of meaningless information. The Addams family says goodbye to Wednesday. Morticia warns her daughter that if she tries to run away, all the relatives have already been alerted and will report her if she shows up. She assures Wednesday that she'll grow to love the place and gives her a pendant with a W on it for luck.
It's made of obsidian, which Aztec priests used to conjure visions.
As they drive off, Gomez secretly releases Thing, a severed living hand, to keep an eye on her. That evening, Wednesday starts peeling off the colorful tape from her side of the window, which annoys Enid.
What the hell did you do to my room?
Dividing our room equally. Looks like a rainbow vomited on your side.
Silence would be appreciated. This is my writing time.
It's time for her to work on her novel. They start arguing about Enid's vlog.
I devote an hour a day to my novel. Perhaps if you did the same, your blog might be coherent.
Enid intentionally blasts dance music to irritate her.
This is your final warning.
Don't mess with me. This kitty's got claws and I'm not afraid to use them.
They're interrupted by Ms. Thornhill, the dorm mom, who brings Wednesday a black flower as a welcome gift. The next day, Wednesday joins the fencing class. She watches as Bianca easily defeats a student named Rowan. Mocking him, Bianca asks for a real opponent. Wednesday volunteers to challenge her. She quickly scores the first point, but Bianca evens it up. Then Wednesday calls for a military challenge. No masks, no tips, first to draw blood wins. Everyone is stunned, but Bianca agrees.
Let's see if you bleed in black and white.
They engage in a fierce duel, evenly matched, but Bianca ultimately wins by cutting Wednesday on the forehead. Later, in the infirmary, Rowan thanks Wednesday for standing up for him. He admits that it's hard to feel like an outcast.
I never thought it was possible to be an outcast in a school full of outcasts.
As Wednesday leaves the infirmary, a stone gargoyle suddenly falls toward her. Just in time, Xavier pushes her out of the way, saving her life. She wakes up back in the infirmary and asks Xavier why he saved her. He explains that he was just returning a favor. They'd met once before, when they were kids. He recalls a time they were playing hide and seek during his grandmother's funeral. He hid inside her casket and nearly got cremated with her. It was Wednesday who heard his muffled screams and hit the emergency stop button, saving 10-year-old Xavier. Back in her dorm, Wednesday starts to feel like someone is watching her. She smells something familiar and finds Thing, the living hand, hiding under her blanket.
Did you really think my highly trained olfactory sense wouldn't pick up on the faint whiff of neroli and bergamot in your favorite hand lotion?
Realizing her parents are behind it, she threatens to lock Thing in a drawer unless he proves loyal.
I lock you in here for the rest of the semester, and you go slowly insane trying to claw your way out.
Terrified, Thing agrees to serve her faithfully. Wednesday tells Thing about her plan to escape from Nevermore. Because of the piranha incident, Wednesday is required to attend court-mandated therapy. Principal Weems personally drives her to her session in Jericho, a small town outside of Nevermore. Wednesday notes that chauffeuring students is beneath a principal's pay grade. Weems responds that Morticia warned her Wednesday would try to escape, so she's keeping a close eye on her. She meets her therapist but doesn't open up about anything.
The point is you assaulted a boy and showed no remorse for your actions. That's why you're here.
He lost a testicle. I did the world a favor. People like Dalton shouldn't be allowed to procreate.
However, the shrink eventually gets to Wednesday through her novel. Wednesday becomes uncomfortable when asked about her main character and her mother. The therapist asks why she hasn't published it yet.
Editors are short-sighted, fear-based life forms. One once described my writing as gratuitously morbid and suggested I seek psychiatric help. Ironic, isn't it?
How did you take that?
I sent her a thank you. I've always been open to constructive criticism.
I'm glad to hear that.
Wednesday excuses herself to the restroom, picks the window lock, and escapes. She skillfully sneaks past the principal and bumps into a man. Suddenly, she has a vision where she witnesses the man's death in a car accident.
Who let you out? You goddamn weirdo.
Terrified, Wednesday goes to a nearby coffee shop.
Holy crap!
There, she encounters the sheriff's son, Tyler, who works as a barista. Tyler is struggling with his espresso machine. The instructions are inexplicably in Italian. Luckily, Wednesday can read Italian.
Wait, you read Italian?
Of course, it's a native tongue of Machiavelli.
She tells him to call her a taxi if she fixes the machine for him. He says there's only Uber. Wednesday replies that she doesn't have a phone because she refuses to be a slave to technology.
You have a valve issue. I've seen it before.
Here, you have one of these monsters at home?
Steam-powered guillotine. I built it when I was 10. I wanted to decapitate my dolls more efficiently.
She effortlessly fixes the device, and Tyler offers to drive her to the nearest train station to show his appreciation. While she's waiting for Tyler to finish his shift, a trio of bullies in pilgrim costumes arrives and taunts her.
Why are you three just like religious fanatics?
We're pilgrims.
Potato, potato.
We work at Pilgrim World.
It takes a special kind of stupid to devote an entire theme park to zealots responsible for mass genocide.
My dad owns Pilgrim World. Who you calling stupid?
If the buckled shoe fits.
Tyler tries to protect her, but the bullies ignore him and attempt to beat her up.
Billie.
Wednesday easily defeats them using old kung fu techniques.
So where did you learn those kung fu moves?
My uncle taught me. He spent 5 years in the Tibetan monastery.
Was he a monk?
Prisoner.
A while later, the sheriff arrives and asks Tyler what happened. Tyler tells him that Wednesday knocked down some customers who harassed her.
This little thing took down 3 boys?
Principal Larissa and the therapist arrive at the shop. The principal scolds Wednesday, and when the sheriff hears her last name...
Wait a minute, hang on. You're an Addams? Don't tell me Gomez Addams is your father.
He tells her that her father belongs behind bars and that he'll be keeping an eye on her. Principal Weems drives Wednesday back to Nevermore. On their way, they pass a terrible car wreck. The victim is the same man Wednesday saw in her earlier vision.
I hope the driver's okay.
He's dead. Broke his neck.
I think you're tough from this angle.
That night, she plays a haunting melody on her cello out on the dorm balcony. It's a full moon, and several werewolves can be heard howling in the background.
How the hell did you get that oversized violin out the window?
I had an extra hand.
However, Enid, who is a werewolf herself, reveals that she isn't joining them because she can't transform.
Why aren't you wolfing out?
Because I can't. That's all I got.
Her mom believes Enid is just a late bloomer, but there's a chance she'll never be able to shift.
What happens then?
I'd become a lone wolf.
Sounds perfect.
Are you kidding me? My life would be officially over. I'd be kicked out of my family pack with no prospect of finding a mate.
I'm failing to see the problem here.
I could die alone.
We all die alone, Enid. Why are you crying?
Because I'm upset. You really suck at this. Cheering people up.
Wednesday tells her she might get her solitary room back if she helps her escape, and she asks her to show her how to use her computer. Meanwhile, Thing pops up in Tyler's room, scaring the hell out of him.
Holy sh!
Eventually, Thing calms him down and gestures for him to call Wednesday. Although terrified, Tyler agrees, and they start video chatting.
Hi.
That's Thing.
Is he like your pet? So what happened to not wanting to be a slave to technology?
Desperate time.
Wednesday asks him to meet her at the Harvest Fair, saying he still owes her for the escape. She offers to pay him a hefty fee for the drive, but he's willing to help her for free.
Consider it a freebie.
Why?
Because I wish I was going with you. At least one of us will get out of this hellhole town.
During the festival, Principal Larissa watches Wednesday like a hawk. Enid warns her not to trust normies, which means normal people, and wishes her good luck. Wednesday wins a giant panda in a dart game and bribes the staff to distract the principal. This gives her the chance to meet up with Tyler in the parking lot. Tyler gives Wednesday her dad's police file, which he stole from the sheriff's office. She's slightly touched by the gesture.
I'm not used to people engaging with me. Mostly me coming in across the street.
You're not scary, you're just kinda kooky.
I prefer spooky.
Suddenly, the same three bullies from the coffee shop block their path. They run, and Wednesday stumbles into one of her classmates, Rowan. She has a vision. Rowan is brutally mauled to death by someone. Rowan immediately runs into the woods. Worried about him, Wednesday follows to warn him. But when she tells him he's in danger, Rowan laughs in her face. He uses his telekinetic powers to pin her high up in a tree, saying that she's the one who's in danger. He shows her a sheet from a book and reveals that his mother, a powerful seer, had a vision of Wednesday destroying Nevermore Academy 25 years ago. Rowan believes he must kill her before that happens. It was he who dropped the gargoyle on her. He then begins choking her with telekinesis, but suddenly, a massive monster leaps in, tears Rowan apart, and vanishes into the woods. Wednesday stands over his mutilated body and sees the illustration his mother supposedly drew of her. Later, Wednesday reflects on everything that's happened this week. She's been nearly killed twice, saved by a giant monster, and discovered that her father might be a murderer. She's intrigued. When her parents call her via crystal ball, she admits to her mother that she was right.
As much as it pains me to admit, you were right, Mother. I think I'm going to love it here.
Meanwhile, police officers led by the sheriff search for Rowan's body, but can't find it. The next morning, the sheriff interrogates Wednesday. He informs her that they weren't able to find anything at the crime scene. He doesn't believe her story about a monster attacking Rowan and thinks she made the whole thing up. He says he doesn't have time for her games. He's already dealing with 3 other victims who were ripped apart. Principal Weems tries to persuade the sheriff that Rowan probably just ran away. Wednesday asks to speak to the sheriff alone. Even though he still doesn't believe her story, Wednesday can tell he knows there's a monster behind the killings. Their conversation is interrupted when the deputy shows up with Rowan, alive and well. The next morning, Wednesday's therapist asks why she made up the story about Rowan's death.
Help me understand why you would claim you witnessed a murder. Was it to gain attention?
Why should I bother telling you anything? You've already decided I'm lying.
On her way out, she runs into Tyler, who's also seeing the therapist. He admits he believes her.
Everyone, including your father, believes I made it all up.
It's not. Time to get in touch with my inner rebel. For the record, I believe you.
But now Wednesday starts to think she might be losing her mind. When Wednesday returns to Nevermore, she notices that her roommate Enid is fully preoccupied with the upcoming Edgar Allan Poe Cup, an annual boat racing competition named after Nevermore's most famous alumnus. Enid dreams of beating Bianca this year, since Bianca's team has won for years. There are no rules in the competition.
Part canoe race, part foot chase, no rules.
Enid is glad Wednesday decided to stay. She doesn't believe Rowan is dead. As Nevermore's resident gossip queen, she provides Wednesday with more information. Rowan is Xavier's roommate. Later, while examining the sheet Rowan gave her, Wednesday notices a watermark from the book it was torn from. She decides to talk to Rowan about the book, but Principal Larissa informs her that he's been expelled, for reasons she can't disclose. The principal tells Wednesday she knows about her psychic vision.
You had a psychic vision, didn't you? I realized you might be having them when we passed by the accident and you knew that poor farmer had broken his neck. Your mother started having visions around your age. They were notoriously unreliable and dangerous. I remember at first, she thought she might be losing her mind.
To keep Wednesday busy, the principal assigns her an extracurricular activity.
We want our students to be well-rounded.
I'd prefer to remain sharp-edged.
And says she'll be watching her closely. Wednesday realizes the principal is hiding something and orders Thing to keep an eye on Rowan. She catches up with Rowan and demands to know why he tried to kill her and where he got the drawing. He acts confused, saying he has no idea what she's talking about. He brushes her off and heads for the train station. Thing clings to the car and follows. When they arrive, Rowan looks around, then sneaks into the restroom and changes his appearance to that of an old man. Unfortunately, Thing loses track of him and misses the transformation. Later, the old man transforms into Principal Larissa, revealing that she's a shapeshifter and, for some reason, is covering up Rowan's death. Wednesday tries to gather more information about that night by visiting various extracurricular clubs. First, while Xavier practices archery, she asks for more details about Rowan. Xavier says Rowan had been acting crazy for the previous 2 weeks.
Ever shot a bow and arrow before?
Only on live targets.
Ouch.
She then approaches Bianca during choir rehearsal and asks whom Bianca told about the murder after Wednesday passed out. Bianca answers that she reported everything to the principal, then mockingly invites Wednesday to join the choir, assuming she can't sing. Wednesday silently opens her mouth. Every pane of glass around the quad cracks.
What was that?
A note only dogs can hear.
Eventually, she joins the beekeeping club because it's located near the crime scene. The only member is Eugene. Wednesday is unexpectedly nice to him, in her own condescending way, especially after he offers to let her feel the sting of a bee.
Are you willing to feel the sting?
Which genuinely amuses her. The following day, Wednesday scolds Thing for losing Rowan. Her sharp words make him sulk. In carnivorous plants class, she sits beside Xavier, which annoys Bianca. Xavier shows off by bringing one of his sketches to life.
I doubt Wednesday is impressed by your tricks, Mr. Thorpe.
Admit it, you're a little impressed.
Soon after, Wednesday and Bianca start racing to answer the teacher's questions about plants, which clearly irritates Bianca.
It's able to thrive in even the most hostile environments.
But its mere presence can change the ecosystem, causing the established plants to reject it.
Usually because the native species is allowed to thrive unchecked. Nothing a weed whacker couldn't fix.
You can most certainly try.
Are we still talking about flowers?
Although skeptical of Wednesday's monster theory, Sheriff Galpin brings a bloodhound to search the woods. Wednesday wants to return to the crime scene but needs a distraction. Principal Weems is circling like a vulture.
And you want me to cover so that you can return to the scene of a crime that didn't happen?
At beekeeping club this afternoon. I need you as decoy.
Enid agrees to run interference during beekeeping club, but only if Wednesday apologizes to Thing for the hurtful things she said earlier.
He feels like you don't respect him as a person.
Well, technically, he's only a hand.
Wednesday, he's your family, and he would do anything for you.
Now, she has to swallow her pride, go talk to Thing, and make amends. After a long, sulky conversation, she finally apologizes and even opens up, admitting she's scared that Rowan might be right, that she could be responsible for something terrible.
Not good terrible like Ivan, bad terrible.
They eventually make peace. Enid joins the beekeeping club to pose as Wednesday. Eugene is thrilled. He's never had girls in his shed before, let alone 2.
I've always had a thing for werewolf chicks.
The chance that Enid ever becomes romantically interested in you is less than 1%.
So I've still got a shot? Yes.
As soon as Wednesday leaves, he immediately starts trying to impress Enid. Meanwhile, Wednesday searches the woods. Tyler grabs her, preventing her from being detected by the sheriff and his bloodhound. Thanks to the coffee grounds he keeps in his pocket, they're not detected. While they continue searching for clues about Rowan's murder, Wednesday tells Tyler everything about that night and how the monster saved her from Rowan. After a while, she finds Rowan's glasses, and as she picks them up, she has a vision. In the vision, she sees a purple book, the one Rowan got the drawing from, and sees how he had a fight with his roommate Xavier and how he tried to kill her by dropping the gargoyle. Wasting no time, Wednesday goes to the conservatory in search of the book.
I don't usually find students in here looking for actual books. Most sneak in to make out.
I accidentally walked in on 2 vampires fanging. I can't unsee that.
She asks Marilyn Thornhill about it, and Marilyn reveals that it belonged to an old student society called the Nightshades, but it was disbanded years ago. They start talking about what it means to be an outsider. It turns out Marilyn is the only normie on the staff.
I've been here a year and a half, and I still feel like an outsider.
Is that because you're the only normie on the staff? Enid told me.
To tell you the truth, I've never really fit in anywhere. Too odd for the normies, not odd enough for the outcasts. I thought Nevermore would be different, but there's still a handful of teachers who will barely acknowledge me.
After school, Wednesday sneaks into Rowan's room to look for the book while Xavier is in the shower.
That purple book's got to be around here somewhere. Start investigating.
She finds a mask underneath his bed, but before she can leave, Xavier comes out of the shower to answer a knock at the door. Wednesday quickly hides under the bed. He opens the door. It's Bianca. Wednesday overhears their conversation. Bianca is jealous of him over Wednesday. During the conversation, we learn that they broke up because Bianca once used her siren powers on him, time, and now he can't trust her.
You suddenly have a thing for tragic goth girls with funeral parlor fashion sense?
Maybe it's because she hasn't tried to manipulate me.
I make one mistake and you can't forgive me. She treats you like crap and you can't get enough.
Okay, why are you so fixated on Wednesday?
Because she thinks she's better than everyone else.
He believes all of his feelings for her were manipulated. Bianca also tells Xavier that she's planning to crush Enid in the upcoming boat racing competition. She admits she's already done something shady to get an advantage in the next day's race. As soon as Wednesday returns to her room, she learns from Enid that one of her teammates, a vampire, accidentally ate garlic.
Garlic bread incident at dinner. She had a major allergic reaction, which means she's out of the poke-up and I don't have a co-pilot.
Wednesday tells her that wasn't an accident. Bianca is behind it. Wanting to humiliate Bianca, she decides to help Enid by joining the competition so they can take Bianca down.
You're joining the Black Cats? You're willing to do that? For me?
I want to humiliate Bianca so badly that the bitter taste of defeat burns in her throat.
Yeah, but mostly you're doing it because we're friends, right?
Wednesday tries to figure out how Bianca keeps winning. Enid says the other boats just sink mid-race. Bianca is a siren, and there are no rules, so she has a huge advantage in the water. The next day, Wednesday, and Enid gear up for the competition.
Where are your whiskers? Ask again and you'll be down to 8 lives.
Before the start, Bianca tries to humiliate Wednesday, but she quickly puts her in her place.
For the record, I don't believe I'm better than everyone else. Just that I'm better than you.
There are 4 teams, and the goal is to row their boat to Crackstone's crypt, grab their team's flag, and return. Whoever reaches the finish line first, without getting sunk, wins. As the contest begins, Bianca hints at one of her friend, who is ready to sabotage the other boats. That friend, a merman, dives into the lake and destroys one of the boats, knocking the team out. Thankfully, Wednesday and Enid are prepared. With Thing's help, they manage to catch the merman in a fishnet. At the shore, while Wednesday runs to grab their flag, Enid asks Thing to distract the Gorgons team.
Get him!
She uses that distraction to destroy their boat with her werewolf claws. However, when Wednesday touches the flag at the crypt, she has another vision. This time, she sees a blonde-haired version of herself holding the book. The blonde girl tells her that she is the key. Confused, Wednesday snaps back to reality and sees that Bianca's team is leading the race. On the water, the Joker team's boat sinks because of Enid's claws.
I just asked myself, WWWD. What would Wednesday do?
Only 2 teams are left. Wednesday's team quickly catches up and overtakes Bianca. Wednesday tries to destroy Bianca's boat, but the merman, who has escaped the fishnet, attacks their boat. It turns out Thing is an excellent swimmer and knocks the merman out. Wednesday eventually crashes Bianca's boat with spears and wins the game. With that, a non-siren team wins the prestigious competition for the first time in 4 decades.
Admit it, you kind of got into the whole school spirit thing.
You didn't tell me it was a dark, vengeful spirit.
Later, the winning team is honored by Principal Larissa, who hands Enid the Poke-Up trophy. However, Wednesday can't stand the attention and finds solace at the Edgar Allan Poe statue. Suddenly, she notices a symbol carved under the stone book Poe is holding, the same symbol that appeared on the drawing Rowan gave her.
What are you doing down here?
Hiding. People keep randomly smiling at me out there. It's unsettling.
It's called having your moment. You took down Bianca Barclay. Try to enjoy it.
That night, Wednesday returns to the statue and quickly solves a series of riddles etched into the stone book.
A self-seeding flower. Pansy. 1 more than 1. 2. Its leaves weep to the ground. Willow. It melts in the sun. Ice.
She finds a clue. Snap twice. When she snaps twice, a secret corridor opens, revealing a hidden chamber. Inside, she finds a photo of her parents when they were students. It turns out they were members of the secret society. She also finds Rowan's book, the one he tore the page from, and puts it in her backpack. But before she can go any further, someone throws a black sack over her head. Shortly after, when the sack is removed, she finds herself surrounded by Bianca, Xavier, and a few more students, all members of the Nightshades Club.
Who dares breach our inner sanctum?
You can take the mask off, Bianca.
She's very disappointed that it wasn't a psychotic killer, just a bunch of elite snob kids.
How did you get down here?
Rowan showed me. Left pocket. I tracked the watermark from the page down to the Poe statue. Then I solved the riddle.
Wednesday says she thought the group had been disbanded. Xavier explains that it was shut down 30 years ago, after a normie kid died, but that Principal Larissa recently reinstated it in secret, on the condition that the members keep a low profile and avoid making waves. But Rowan did start making waves, so they kicked him out of the club.
Question is, what are we gonna do with her? Only members are allowed in this library.
Xavier suggests letting Wednesday join, which angers Bianca.
After the crap she pulled in the poke-up, there's no way in hell. We talk about not making waves, she's a tsunami.
Just because I beat you at your own game, let me save you the trouble. I'm not interested in joining.
Untie her.
I freed myself 5 minutes ago.
She calmly walks away, leaving the rest of the group stunned and silent.
It's amateurs like you who give kidnapping a bad name.
In the next scene, we see Principal Larissa announcing the annual Outreach Day, where Nevermore students are required to mingle with regular people, or normies, by working alongside them at their local businesses. The principal tells Wednesday she's had her cello brought to the town square.
My cello?
I caught your rooftop serenade the other night. Impressive. I volunteered you to accompany the Jericho High School marching band at the ceremony. I'm sure it won't be too challenging to play a uplifting Fleetwood Mac melody.
As long as you promise to hang me as a witch afterwards.
Meanwhile, the mayor of Jericho introduces his son to the sheriff. It turns out the boy is the same one who tried and failed to bully Wednesday in the cafe.
Remember my son Lucas?
I sure do. I ran into him and his buddies last week at the weather vane.
I'd better get to work.
Hey, no trouble today, got it?
The sheriff expresses his biased attitude toward the outcasts, believing the monster in the woods is one of the Nevermore students. The mayor points out that Nevermore pays for all of Jericho's expenses, including the sheriff's salary. From their conversation, we also learn that Mayor Walker used to be the town's sheriff more than 30 years ago. When the outcasts arrive in town, Wednesday talks to Xavier. He's upset that she rejected his invitation to join the secret society.
I don't know, I did go out on a limb for you.
She tells him she has more important things to deal with, like tracking down the monster that killed Rowan. Xavier argues that Rowan isn't dead, he was just expelled. But Wednesday plants a seed of doubt by asking if he's actually spoken to Rowan since his expulsion.
I texted him a few times, but I never heard back. I just figured he wanted to put Nevermore in his rearview mirror.
Or he's dead.
She then shows him the drawing Rowan's mother created. Xavier has seen it before and admits it's strange that Wednesday is in the image. When he tried to ask Rowan about it, Rowan went ballistic on him. Wednesday already witnessed this argument in one of her visions.
He threw you against the wall with his telekinesis.
Yeah, how did you know that?
Lucky guess.
Xavier says the man in the drawing is Joseph Crackstone.
You know who that is?
Yeah, it's Joseph Crackstone. He's like Jericho's founding father.
Later, Wednesday asks Enid to switch volunteer assignments with her so she can get closer to Crackstone's artifacts. At first, Enid is reluctant because she loves her assignment. But when Wednesday mentions that Ajax will be volunteering there, she immediately agrees.
But if you're not interested...
No! Oh my god! Thank you! You're the best!
The outcasts are greeted by the eloquent and over-the-top Mistress Arlene.
I am Mistress Arlene, a real OC, original colonist. Now, prithee, put your cell phones on vibrate and make haste.
Who gives them a brief orientation about the site and points to the meeting house where Joseph Crackstone's artifacts are kept.
I have a query.
Pray be quick, child.
When Wednesday volunteers to work in the meeting house, Arlene tells her it's closed for renovation. Instead, Wednesday and Eugene are assigned to Ye Olde Fudgery to distribute fudge and baked goods to tourists. Mistress Arlene forces them to wear themed uniforms.
Are these for Muslim tourists?
To get out of the job, Wednesday shocks a group of foreign tourists by telling them the painful truth about the place. So Arlene doesn't understand her. She speaks their language fluently, explaining the hypocrisy behind the historical reenactment.
Genießen Sie Ihr authentisches Pilgrimfudge aus Kakaobohnen.
Wow, I didn't know Wednesday could speak Russian. She offers them fudge made from cacao beans harvested by oppressed indigenous peoples in the Amazon, and says the proceeds go toward maintaining this pathetic whitewashing of American history. She also points out that fudge wasn't even invented for another 258 years. Her plan works, and the tourists leave. Meanwhile, Ajax and Enid are working at an antique store that features taxidermy rodents.
I'm pretty sure it's dead. See the tire treads across its tail?
Local artists scooped that fella up right here on Route 22.
You're telling me someone actually goes out and collects roadkill and turns them into that?
They're assigned to clean and brush the taxidermy rodents. While they're working, a homeless man sneaks into the shop and steals a camera. Enid flirts with Ajax, dropping hints that she'd like him to ask her out.
Gorgons are taught not to engage. I don't want to accidentally stone someone.
I'm not afraid of being stoned by you. It's just temporary.
Really? You mean that?
100.
But he doesn't pick up on them. Frustrated, she eventually blurts it out and asks him directly.
I've spent all morning flirting and hinting and trying to act cute while brushing some roadkill just so you would ask me on a freaking date.
Oh, that's what you were doing. I kind of wondered when you spent so long brushing down a possum's tail. So you want to meet up behind the greenhouse tonight?
Yes, I do.
Hey, Ajax! Can you help me move the badger then?
Yes! Can't believe he asked.
Back at the fudgery, Eugene snacks on some stolen fudge. The mayor's son and his gang find him and start picking on him. But Eugene vomits on them. They try to lock him in the stocks, but Wednesday arrives just in time.
Let him go.
She easily overpowers one of them, breaks his fingers, and locks him in the stocks instead.
Are you two still here?
The mayor's son and his friend back off.
I can't get into any more trouble with my dad.
Leaving their humiliated friend behind. Afterward, she helps Eugene clean up. He opens up to her, admitting that he doesn't have any friends and that no one's ever stood up for him before. She tells him he reminds her of her brother, minus the urge to strangle him. She leads Eugene on a mission to break into the meeting house. She picks the lock using Eugene's retainer and leaves him outside to keep watch. Inside, she finds a painting of the old meeting house, and in it, the same blonde girl from her vision holding the mysterious book.
This is the girl from my vision. She's even holding the same book. That black one she had outside Crackstone's crypt.
A moment later, she also finds the book itself, but when she opens it and sees the pages are blank, she realizes it's a fake.
How now?
Meanwhile, Mistress Arlene asks Bianca if she knows where Wednesday is.
Knowing her, she's hithered somewhere she shan't be.
Just then, Arlene shows up at the meeting house.
Just what the fudge are you doing in here, Missy?
Mistress Arlene, how now?
How now, indeed.
Wednesday asks her about the original book. Arlene hesitates, then reveals it was stolen last month. She also admits she doesn't know where the original meeting house is located.
I only moved here from Scottsdale in April.
Later, Wednesday stops by the cafe to see Tyler, but instead finds Xavier, who once again warns her not to trust Tyler. She brushes him off and calls Tyler anyway, clearly making Xavier jealous. Wednesday asks Tyler about the old meeting house. He tells her that what's left of it is out in the woods. It's basically a ruin, now used as a crash pad by meth heads.
Hey, listen, the ruins are kind of tricky to find. I could take you this afternoon. My shift ends at 2.
I know my way around the great outdoors.
Don't tell me you were a Girl Scout.
I can eat Girl Scouts for breakfast. Actually, I have an uncle who went to prison for that.
Xavier overhears their conversation. Wednesday and Thing head into the woods to search for Joseph Crackstone's original meeting house. They eventually find it, and also come across the homeless man who stole the camera earlier. Wednesday sicks Thing on him.
Thing, a hand here?
Thing starts choking and slapping the man until he runs away terrified. Thing gestures for Wednesday to touch items in the house, hoping it'll trigger one of her visions. Wednesday explains that her visions happen spontaneously, but Thing insists, and to prove him wrong, she starts touching random parts of the wooden walls.
Nothing.
Nothing happens until she touches the door on her way out. This time, she's hit with a much more powerful vision, one that completely immerses her. She's transported 400 years into the past. She sees the same blonde girl from her earlier visions surrounded by villagers calling her the Devil's Spawn. Joseph Crackstone steps forward and calls her by name, Goody Addams. He accuses her of being a witch. Goody fights back verbally, accusing them of stealing their land, slaughtering the innocent, and destroying their peaceful way of life. It's revealed that the pilgrims arrived in the land of outcasts, labeled them Devil's People, and began murdering them to take over their land. She slashes Crackstone's face with a concealed knife. Crackstone then orders her to die in a barn, already packed with other outcasts, all chained to the floor, including her own mother. Enraged, he glares at Goody for a moment, then orders the barn to be set on fire. Goody tries to free her mother, but fails. Her mother urges her to run, saying she's their only hope for revenge. With no other choice, Goody escapes through a trapdoor. All the while, Wednesday is inside the burning barn, watching everything unfold. She soon finds herself outside, in the woods. Goody runs up to her and warns that Crackstone won't stop until he's killed all of them. Crackstone suddenly appears, and Wednesday jolts awake. That was Wednesday's longest vision yet. She explains everything to Thing. Suddenly, they spot the same monster that killed Rowan lurking behind them. Wednesday chases it through the rain but can't keep up. She follows its footprints, only to see them slowly transform into human footprints. This reveals that the monster is actually a human. Right then, she runs into Xavier and tells him what she saw. He wants to examine the footprints, but the rain has already washed them away. He says he overheard she might be here and followed her after his shift. Xavier admits he's starting to think she may have been right about Rowan.
I texted him again today. Said maybe we could meet up over spring break and go snowboarding like we did last year. This time he texted right back. Said he wouldn't be able to make it.
Only you never went snowboarding last year.
Since Xavier's dad is Vincent Thorpe, a famous psychic outcast, he realizes that Wednesday has psychic abilities too.
Yeah, and you were trying to use your psychic abilities, right?
What makes you think I have any?
Lucky guess.
And his father always says, psychic visions can't be trusted. The following day, just before the concert, Wednesday stands in front of Joseph Crackstone's statue, eager to avenge her ancestor. She orders Thing to fill the fountain with gasoline and wait for her signal. Later, everyone gathers in the town square for the unveiling of a new monument dedicated to Crackstone. Wednesday performs an instrumental version of Fleetwood Mac's Don't Stop with the Jericho Marching Band, while the mayor and Principal Weems make their announcements. As the statue is unveiled, disaster strikes. Thing sets it ablaze. While the crowd screams in horror, Wednesday continues playing her cello with a wicked smirk. Principal Weems sees the satisfaction on her face and realizes Wednesday is behind the chaos. After the ceremony, Principal Weems tears into Wednesday, accusing her of causing the incident. Wednesday insists her hands are clean, which technically they are. She then confronts Larissa for refusing to acknowledge the bloody racist truths upon which Jericho was founded.
Why does this town even have an outreach day? Don't you know it's real history with outcasts? The actual story of Joseph Crackstone?
I do.
Then why be complicit in its cover-up? Those who forget history are doomed to repeat it.
But the world isn't always black and white. There are shades of grey.
Maybe for you, but it's either they write our story or we do. You can't have it both ways.
Afterward, Larissa drinks some wine, reflects on her school years, and rips Morticia's photo out of the yearbook. It's clear the two women had a long-standing rivalry. That night, the homeless man from earlier is attacked by the monster at the old meeting house, and his camera begins snapping photos of the incident. Moments later, the sheriff and his team arrive at the ruins and find the man dead. They recover the camera and develop the film, revealing something chilling, the face of a killer, a monster straight out of nightmares. Meanwhile, Ajax takes a shower before his date with Enid. He covers the mirror with a towel so the snakes on his head don't stone him. But the towel slips, and he accidentally petrifies himself through the reflection. Later, Enid waits for him at their meeting spot, but he doesn't show. Furious and heartbroken, she scratches a nearby car with her claws. Elsewhere, Xavier storms out of his shed, sweating and scratched, with claw marks across his neck. The next evening, Wednesday and Thing make a pit stop at the Jericho coroner's office. Thing sneaks in, covers the security camera with black bubblegum, and opens the door from inside. Wednesday hopes to perform an autopsy on the homeless man's body for possible case-breaking clues. Thing, meanwhile, copies the files of other monster victims. Wednesday begins inspecting the body and records her findings. She notes that the left foot is missing. Suddenly, the sheriff and the coroner arrive, and Wednesday hides inside a mortuary cabinet. The sheriff and the coroner discuss the case. The coroner shows him the severed foot. It's missing 2 toes, and it was removed with a surgical saw. Before the sheriff leaves, the coroner casually mentions he's retiring in a couple of weeks.
Happy retirement, Doc. Gonna surprise Mrs. Anwar with a 4-week cruise. Excited to trade rib shears for Mai Tais.
After the sheriff departs, the coroner notices that one of the mortuary doors is slightly open. He checks inside, but finds Wednesday lying still, so perfectly still that he assumes she's a corpse.
I don't remember this one coming in. Full rigor. You've been dead a while. Guess you won't mind waiting another day for me to cut you open.
Once he leaves, Thing lets her out.
5 more minutes. I was just getting comfortable.
Back in her dorm, Wednesday pins the photos to her evidence board. She shares her findings with Enid, telling her that all the monster's victims had different body parts surgically removed.
The first one a kidney, the second one a finger.
Wednesday, I don't really feel like...
The third one a gallbladder. His murders aren't mindless. He's collecting trophies like a seasoned serial killer. It's quite impressive, actually.
The scene cuts to Ms. Thornhill's class, where everyone's buzzing about the upcoming Raven dance. Xavier asks Wednesday if she's planning to go.
I'd rather stick needles in my eyes.
But she notices the claw marks on his neck and starts suspecting him. Later, she sees Xavier leaving his art studio, which is set up in an old shed. Once he's gone, she sneaks inside and finds a stack of sketches. Every one of them looks exactly like the monster. She hurriedly grabs a few drawings and slips outside. Just as she's leaving, Xavier suddenly appears around the corner.
Wednesday.
He questions what she's doing near his shed. Fortunately, he doesn't suspect anything, and casually wonders if she was about to ask him to the Raven dance.
Is this about a certain dance that makes you want to poke needles into your eyes, perhaps? I'm all ears.
To cover up her break-in, Wednesday goes along with it and asks him to the dance.
Sometimes intentions melt in the face of unexpected opportunity. If this was my chance to get up close and personal with a potential serial killer, would you possibly consider going to the Raven dance with a certain... Would you go to the dance with me?
Yes, Wednesday, I would love to go to the dance with you.
Enid is thrilled to hear that Wednesday's going to the dance and immediately drags her out to shop for a new dress. Wednesday manages to slip away and heads to the sheriff's office instead. On the way, a stunning black dress in the window of the antique shop catches her eye. At the sheriff's office, Wednesday shows him Xavier's drawings and proposes they work together. She suggests putting aside their differences to catch the monster. The sheriff holds one of Xavier's sketches next to a photo from the homeless man's camera. It's a match. Wednesday says the person who drew these is her suspect.
Why would I share information about an ongoing murder investigation with a high school kid?
Because I go to Nevermore and you don't. Don't you want some eyes and ears behind those ivy-covered walls?
The sheriff agrees to cooperate, but only if she brings him solid evidence. Meanwhile, at the coffee shop, Enid is approached by Lucas, the mayor's son, who was humiliated by Wednesday earlier. Enid, being Nevermore's gossip queen, knows exactly who he is.
Lucas Walker, mayor's son. Recently split from Jericho High's cheer captain Christie Smothers. Cubernet who really needs to rethink her spray tan.
It's kind of scary.
Oh yeah, and my roommate kicked your butt twice.
Wednesday Addams is your roommate?
Lucas knows she's dateless for Raven and offers to go with her, since he needs to sneak into the event anyway. She accepts. Later, Wednesday runs into Tyler, who confesses his feelings for her and asks to take her to the dance. But Wednesday tells him she's already going with Xavier, hurting him deeply. Tyler admits he thought they had something, and now he's confused.
I thought we liked each other, but then you pull something like this and I have no idea where I stand. I mean, am I in the more than friend zone or just a pawn in some game you're playing?
She tells him she has priorities right now, which only adds to his frustration. Later, Wednesday accompanies Eugene to Beekeeping Club. He's still trying to impress Enid and asks Wednesday to give her some honey from him.
I hear she's still sans date for the Raven.
Eugene.
I know the chances of her asking me are next to zero, but I don't care. I'll keep putting myself out there until Enid finally sees me.
People like me and you were different. We're original thinkers, intrepid outliers in this vast cesspool of adolescence. We don't need these inane rites of passage to validate who we are.
You're not going to the Raven either?
Actually, I am. With Xavier.
I see.
It's not like I like Xavier. I just have ulterior motives.
Wednesday shows him the sketches of the cave from Xavier's studio, and Eugene says he recognizes the place. He saw it while researching bees. Naturally, Wednesday insists on checking it out.
Not a huge fan of enclosed spaces. I'm claustrophobic.
If you hear me screaming bloody murder, there's a good chance I'm just enjoying myself.
At the cave, they find shackles, and one of the monster's claws lodged in the stone wall. Next, Wednesday returns to Xavier's art studio.
Just need to find something to match against the claw's DNA.
She discovers a bloody rag that could contain DNA and quickly slips it into her bag. Just then, Xavier walks in and catches her red-handed.
What the hell are you doing?
He immediately realizes she had an ulterior motive for asking him to the dance.
How do you know what the monster looks like? Or are these all just self-portraits?
Oh, what, you think it's me? I saved your life.
So did the monster.
When Wednesday bluntly asks if he's the monster, Xavier explains,
"This creature's been haunting my dreams for the past couple weeks. I try to block it out, but I can't, so I just come in here and paint it. When I was painting this one, the claws reached out of the canvas and took a swipe at me, and that's how I got these scratches.
I thought you were able to control your ability.
Not when it comes to this thing."
Realizing that Wednesday only invited him to the dance to cover up the fact that she had already been snooping around his shed, Xavier becomes furious.
"Get out!"
And throws her out. Later, our goth gal drops the claw and bloody rag onto the sheriff's desk and orders him to run DNA tests on both.
I'm sorry, do I work for you?
You asked for concrete evidence. That's it.
Where'd you get this? And who's the suspect?
Run the test first.
Wednesday then approaches Eugene and tells him that, luckily, she no longer has a date to the dance.
You know, I figured since neither you nor I have a date to the dance.
We should go together.
What? No.
She suggests they stake out the cave together to identify the monster. Meanwhile, since Xavier also no longer has a date, Bianca approaches him and suggests they go together. Meanwhile, Thing discreetly types a note on Wednesday's typewriter and drops it off at the coffee shop for Tyler to read. It's Raven dance night. All the students attend the event, dressed in glamorous outfits. Ms. Thornhill asks Principal Larissa why she doesn't seem thrilled about the event.
You were a Nevermore student once. Don't you remember being full of hope and excitement about the Raven?
All I remember is disappointment. The boy I asked turned me down for another girl. Morticia Frump, in fact.
Wednesday's mother?
Wednesday prepares to head out with Eugene for their mission. Suddenly, Tyler knocks on her door holding a gift. It turns out Thing sent him an invitation on Wednesday's behalf, luring him to the dance.
Yeah, after our last conversation, I wasn't sure if I'd even get to speak to you again, but your note was so genuine and sweet, totally took me by surprise.
Me too.
At first, Wednesday is annoyed that Thing acted behind her back, but all is forgiven when she sees the gorgeous black gown he managed to get for her. Tyler is speechless when he sees Wednesday in the dress. Meanwhile, Eugene is visibly disappointed to find out Wednesday has changed plans last minute.
Eugene?
Wednesday, what's going on?
He feels rejected. She reassures him they'll continue the investigation the following day and urges him not to go into the woods alone. But Eugene ignores her warning and sets off on a solo mission.
A Hummer never shies away from danger.
On the dance floor, Enid tries to show off in front of Ajax using her new date. To her surprise, the mayor's son starts to genuinely connect with her. He never expected an outcast to be into hockey and kung fu movies. Just then, he receives a message from his buddies. They're on their way to get revenge on the outcast for burning the Joseph Crackstone statue. Xavier, meanwhile, clearly still has feelings for Wednesday, which stings Bianca.
You're right. I'm sorry. I do really like being here with you, so I appreciate the last-minute invitation.
So no more talking about Wednesday Addams.
Wednesday walks in with Tyler, immediately drawing everyone's attention. Xavier can't help himself and approaches her. He tells her about the lingering tension between him and Tyler.
I can't believe you brought him.
Why are you bringing this up?
Because you don't know what he did to me.
Enlighten me.
Wednesday later asks Tyler about it, and we learn he used to hang out with the bullies who destroyed Xavier's mural and attacked him during last year's outreach day. Tyler says he's not that guy anymore. Wednesday doesn't blame him, even admitting she probably would have taken it further.
Did you think I was going to judge you over some lousy prank? I would have taken it further.
You mean like putting piranhas in a swimming pool? I may have done a little digging on you after we met.
I'd do it again.
I knew there's a reason I liked you.
Then, Wednesday stuns everyone on the dance floor with her iconic goth dance. Her strange but mesmerizing moves catch the attention of the entire room. Watching from afar, Xavier asks Bianca to use her siren powers to make him forget about Wednesday.
You broke up with me because you thought I was manipulating you with my siren song. Now you want me to use it to help you get over another girl?
Meanwhile, out in the woods, Eugene has returned to the cave and is taking notes. A car pulls up nearby, and a mysterious figure approaches the entrance. The person throws a Molotov cocktail inside, setting the cave on fire. Then, spotting Eugene, they give chase. Eugene runs. Back at the dance, Lucas's friends arrive in a water truck filled with colored liquid. They connect a fire hose to the building's sprinkler system. Lucas, who has started warming up to the outcasts, especially Enid, tries to stop them, but his friends insist on going through with it.
You're the whole reason we're even doing this. To get revenge on those freaks for nuking Crackstone's fountain.
Yeah, don't tell me you've got soft like Tyler.
Suddenly, the sprinklers go off, dousing the dance floor in red liquid. The scene starts to resemble the iconic bloodbath from Blade. Students scream in panic, slipping and falling in the thick paint. Wednesday tastes it and is disappointed.
It's only paint. They couldn't even spring for real pig's blood.
Right then, she's struck by a vision of Eugene, terrified and being chased by the monster. She runs from the dance and heads into the woods. Meanwhile, Enid confronts Lucas about the prank. She tells him she thought he actually liked her. He tries to explain himself, but his friends start mocking her, calling her a freak. Ajax steps in to defend her.
I didn't even want to go with him. I wanted to go with you.
So then why didn't you ask me?
She tells him she was upset because she thought he ghosted her. Ajax admits that he accidentally stoned himself with his own snakes and was too embarrassed to tell her. Eventually, Enid and Ajax make peace and share a kiss. Meanwhile, Eugene is still running from the monster. He hears it growling nearby. Wednesday calls out for him, but it's too late. The creature attacks Eugene just before she arrives. She finds him lying on the ground, covered in blood. Ms. Thornhill also shows up.
Oh my God! Is he alive?
In the next scene, we see Wednesday flipping through her father's police file while standing in the school courtyard. A flashback takes us back 32 years to a stormy night during a rave-end dance. A body drops to the ground at young Larissa's feet. On the scaffolding above stands young Gomez Addams, holding a sword. Sheriff Walker, who is now the mayor, questions Larissa. We see Gomez being taken away in handcuffs, while young Morticia looks on and confesses she's never been more in love with him than she was at that moment. Back in the present, it's parents' weekend at Nevermore. Gomez, Morticia, Pugsley, and Lurch arrive in style. Principal Larissa delivers a welcome speech to the visiting families. Enid laments her own werewolf family's arrival. As expected, her mother immediately criticizes her for failing to wolf out and properly develop her lycanthrope abilities. Meanwhile, Morticia and Gomez meet up with Wednesday.
How are you, my little rain cloud?
I thought Thing was filling you in on my every move. I uncovered your feeble subterfuge almost immediately.
Nearby, Xavier and Bianca talk about how their parents never show up. Xavier says his father is too busy with his shows and celebrity appearances. Bianca says her mom is living it up in the Seychelles. But their conversation is cut short when Bianca's mother suddenly appears. Bianca looks visibly uncomfortable and maybe even afraid. Bianca and her mom meet at the coffee shop. During their conversation, we learn that her mother is the head of a cult called Morning Song. It presents itself as an elite club for wealthy people, but in reality, they lure rich individuals into their organization and use siren songs to manipulate them into sponsoring the cult. Bianca used to be her mother's right hand, but eventually ran away and changed her name from Brandy Jane to Bianca so they wouldn't find her.
How did you find me?
I haven't come here to fight, Brandy Jane.
My name is Bianca. New name, new life.
Somehow, her mother tracked her down. She tells Bianca that her siren powers are weakening, recruitment numbers are dropping, and the wrong people are starting to ask questions. She orders Bianca to leave school and return home to help clean up the mess. Bianca refuses, saying she doesn't want to see another Morning Song bracelet in town. Her mother threatens to expose her secret, that Bianca used her siren powers to get into Nevermore.
I finally make something of myself and you want to destroy it.
You're just scamming a higher class of people, but they're not your friends.
Left with no choice, Bianca agrees to help.
I'll come back and help you under one condition. Wait until the school year is over.
How do I know you won't run away again?
Because you both have too much to lose. But after this, you and Morning Song are out of my life forever.
Later, Morticia browses through Larissa's yearbook and reminisces about the past. She notices her photo is missing and remembers performing with Larissa at a talent show.
My picture's gone.
Really? Oh, that is odd.
Larissa's Judy Garland impression was spot on. The two exchange passive-aggressive compliments.
You always filled a room with your presence, like a stately sequoia tree. And I guess that would make you the lumberjack.
Clearly old rivals. Principal Larissa then informs the Addams family that Wednesday's therapist wants them to attend a group session, and they reluctantly agree. Meanwhile, Sheriff Galpin is on the phone at the coffee shop asking for the DNA results from the monster's claw. He sees the Addams family's sleek black car pull up and watches them head into the therapist's office.
Son of a...
What's wrong?
It's hard to stomach a murderer wandering around town scot-free.
Then he receives a call. The coroner, Dr. Anwar, has just committed unthinkable. Next, the Addams family meets with Dr. Valerie Kinbot for their group session. Pugsley admits he misses his sister. Gomez and Morticia do too. But Wednesday has other priorities. She pulls out her father's old police file and demands answers.
Who was Garrett Gates and why are you accused of murdering him?
Whoa. Those charges were dropped. Your father is an innocent man.
Local sheriff doesn't seem too convinced.
Wednesday, stop.
Darling, maybe we should...
No, the session is over.
Wednesday tells her that if they won't tell her the truth, she'll find it herself. Wednesday visits Eugene in the hospital, bringing him honey she harvested for him.
I harvested hive number 3. The bees miss you, Eugene. We all do.
The poor boy is in a coma. She blames herself for the attack and says she misses him. Eugene's mothers arrive and thank Wednesday for her friendship, saying Eugene never had a real friend before her. Later, Wednesday walks around the town square, circling the melted statue of Joseph Crackstone, while thinking about her father's case. She sees her mother carrying a single rose and decides to follow her. Morticia drops only the stem of the rose on the grave. Once she walks away, Wednesday approaches and sees the name on the tombstone, Garrett Gates. Meanwhile, Sheriff Galpin arrives at the morgue. Dr. Anwar left a note before blowing his brains out. The sheriff finds the whole situation suspicious.
I just saw Doc last week. He's planning a cruise with his wife. He seemed all excited about retirement.
I guess you never really know what's going on through someone's mind.
A bullet, apparently.
But the morgue's surveillance camera was obscured with black gum, so they can't see what really happened. The sheriff reads the coroner's note. In it, Dr. Anwar confesses to forging documents related to a murder case from 30 years ago.
What case?
Garrett Gates?
Garrett Gates, you gotta be kidding me.
With this new confession, the sheriff finally has enough evidence to arrest Gomez. While the school celebrates in the courtyard, Sheriff Galpin storms in and handcuffs Gomez in front of his shocked family. Later, Wednesday and Thing visit her father in jail. She tells him she saw Morticia leave a rose stem on the grave of the man he was accused of murdering. She demands to know the truth. Gomez finally opens up. He says that Garrett Gates had become obsessed with Morticia.
Garrett was infatuated with your mother. He mistook her kindness for interest.
He was stalking her. Morticia even reported it to the police, but Sheriff Walker, who now serves as Jericho's mayor, dismissed the claim. The Gates family was old money, the wealthiest and most respected in town. Garrett's father was also an outcast-hating bigot, furious that an outcast girl dared accuse his son of anything. On the night of the Raven dance, Gomez and Morticia had stepped out to spend time alone together. That's when Garrett broke into the school and attacked Gomez with a sword. In the scuffle, Gomez grabbed the weapon, and Garrett ended up impaling himself on the blade in a fit of rage. After hearing the story, Wednesday finds it believable. It all lines up. She knows her father well, and she notices the subtle tells in his body language, the way he delivers his trademark comforting wink, the way he smooths his mustache, and it's clear to her he's hiding something. She storms into the sheriff's office and confronts him, insisting he may have arrested the wrong man.
The coroner kills himself out of remorse for a decades-old murder case the very weekend my father, your prime suspect, deigns to return to town.
And that the coroner's note just happened to be a full confession. Someone is clearly pulling strings. The sheriff yells back that they'll never know the full truth because someone obstructed the morgue's security camera.
Unfortunately, someone sabotaged the security camera in the morgue, so we don't know what happened. They stuck bubblegum on the lens. Black bubblegum. Maybe I should run DNA on that.
Then, he shows her the DNA results from the claw and bloody rag. No match. He reminds her that Gomez confessed to the murder 32 years ago. And beyond Garrett's death, the sheriff believes Gomez is indirectly responsible for the destruction of the entire Gates family.
What happened to them?
His mother hung herself in the backyard. His father drank himself to an early grave, and even his little sister didn't escape. She was orphaned, sent overseas, ended up drowning. Every last one of them's gone.
Later, Wednesday finds Pugsley sitting alone on a dock. dock. She brings his fishing gear, along with his favorite bait.
Father packed her favorite bait.
It's a bag of F1 grenades.
Come on, let's see if the fish are biting.
As they fish, Wednesday tells her brother that Gomez will lose his mind being apart from Morticia. They haven't spent a single night apart since their wedding. Pugsley assures her that if anyone can prove their dad is innocent, it's her.
You have to find out the truth and free Dad.
Meanwhile, Enid faces her own pressure. Her mother presents her with brochures for a lycanthrope conversion summer camp, a place meant to forcefully trigger her transformation, since Enid hasn't wolfed out yet. Enid firmly refuses. She wants to come into her own on her own terms. Later, Morticia is seen in the hidden library where the Nightshades meet. Wednesday walks in. Morticia assumes Wednesday must be a member. Only Nightshades are allowed there. But Wednesday corrects her.
Actually, I rejected them.
Why? Because I was a member?
I'll never live up to your legacy here. So why try? I win the Poe Cup, you claimed it 4 times. I joined the fencing team, you captained it. Why would you send me somewhere where I could only ever exist in your shadow?
It's not a competition, Wednesday.
Everything is a competition, Mother. But mostly I rejected them because they're a trivial social club.
I used to be so much more.
Its mission was to protect outcasts from harm and bigotry. It was founded by one of Gomez's ancestors, one of the earliest settlers from Mexico.
Goody. I saw her painting at Pilgrim World.
Morticia continues. Goody was the one who killed Joseph Crackstone, and the Nightshades were her secret and deadly answer to his oppression. Finally, Morticia reveals the full truth about that fateful night with Garrett Gates. While Gomez tried to fight him off, Morticia noticed Garrett frothing at the mouth like a rabid animal, consumed by pure hatred. In self-defense, she grabbed the sword, and Garrett impaled himself on it. Gomez, in a panic, picked up the sword and told Morticia to hide. He took the blame for everything to protect her.
You said Garrett was foaming at the mouth. His eyes didn't look human. Well, maybe it wasn't rage at all. Foaming saliva, dilated pupils, mental confusion. What are those all textbook symptoms of?
Wednesday immediately deduces that he was poisoned with nightshade, a lethal toxin derived from plants. Together, they head to Jericho Cemetery. Wednesday digs up Garrett's grave in search of evidence, clearly enjoying herself. But just as she unearths something, the deputy catches them in the act and arrests them. They're thrown into a holding cell next to Gomez and told they'll have to wait until morning to post bail. Morticia and Gomez waste no time rekindling their romance through the bars. Fortunately, Wednesday managed to retrieve a clue, a severed finger tinged with a blue hue, the signature color of nightshade poisoning. They realize Garrett was already dying when Morticia stabbed him. He was poisoned. Suddenly, Wednesday is hit with a vision. In it, Garrett's father instructs his son to poison all the students at Nevermore with nightshade. We see him hand Garrett a vial and order him to spike the punch bowl at the Raven dance. Wednesday sees Garrett slip the vial into his pocket, but during the scuffle with Gomez, it shattered, leaking the toxin onto him and causing the foaming at the mouth.
Wednesday, did you have a vision? What happened? What did you see?
The night Garrett died, he had a vial of nightshade poison that broke in his pocket. He wasn't just trying to kill Father. He was going to use the nightshade poison to murder the entire school.
After their release, Wednesday and Morticia take their findings straight to Mayor Walker. Wednesday presents Garrett's finger, still tinted blue from nightshade poisoning, as undeniable proof.
Because back when you were sheriff, you were in charge of the case and covered it up.
Ansel confessed the whole thing to me in a drunken stupor. Ansel Gates hated outcasts and Nevermore. Claimed the land the school was built on was stolen from his family over 200 years ago. Garrett went there that night to spike the punch and kill all the kids at that dance. It was his idea.
Why did you instruct Dr. Anwar to falsify the autopsy report? You knew the truth about how he really died.
Listen, my job was to keep the peace. Now, if there had been a trial, both Jericho's and Nevermore's reputations would have been trashed.
I think the only reputation you were worried about ruining was your own. I remember Garrett bragging to me that his father had the sheriff in his pocket. 1 year later, you get elected mayor. No doubt with the full support of Ansel Gates.
She reminds him that when she reported Garrett for stalking her, he did nothing.
You could have prevented Garrett's death if you had done your job.
Morticia demands that Walker release her husband and issue a full apology from the sheriff himself, or she'll expose his corruption to everyone. Thankfully, he complies. Outside the mayor's office, Morticia and Wednesday have a heart-to-heart.
Our psychic ability resides on the spectrum of who we are. Given my disposition, my visions tend to be positive. That makes me a dove.
And for someone like me, who sees the world through a darker lens?
You're a raven. Your visions are more potent, more powerful.
but she'll need guidance from a spirit ancestor to harness her full potential. For Wednesday, that spirit is Goody Addams. As a result of their efforts, all charges against Gomez are dropped once again. Even Sheriff Galpin offers a reluctant apology and shakes Gomez's hand. Meanwhile, Enid finally takes a stand against her mother. She refuses to attend the lycanthrope conversion camp. If and when she transforms into a werewolf, it'll happen on her own terms. At the end of Parents' Weekend, Wednesday bids her family farewell. Morticia gives her the Nevermore yearbook she borrowed from Principal Weems. Flipping through it, Wednesday confronts the principal with what she's found. Larissa didn't just impersonate Judy Garland in the school talent show, she became her. Wednesday accuses her of impersonating Rowan the day after his death in order to cover up his murder.
You're a shapeshifter.
That's a fascinating theory.
I'm curious to find out how Sheriff Galpin feels when I tell him.
You won't tell a soul, Miss Addams. And it wouldn't matter much if you did. Rowan's father already knows what happened, and he fully supports my decision not to involve the authorities.
Why would he agree to that?
Because Rowan was not in his right mind. His telekinetic abilities were driving him mad, and he attempted to murder you twice.
But Wednesday brings up Eugene, insisting he was attacked because the monster was never dealt with. Before Weems can respond, they both hear shouts outside. Someone has written, "Fire will rain," in blazing letters across the lawn. The following evening, Wednesday attempts a seance to contact her ancestor Goody Addams and learn how to control her visions. But Enid interrupts her mid-ritual. As the girls chat, someone slips a note under the door. If you want answers, go to Crackstone's crypt at midnight. Enid accompanies Wednesday to the crypt, but instead of a lead,
surprise!
It turns out to be a surprise birthday party. Thing had told everyone that today is her birthday, and Xavier even sculpted the cake himself.
The pink balloon was my little touch.
As they sing Happy Birthday, Wednesday notices an inscription on the old altar. It's in Latin.
Fire will rain when I rise.
The first part of the phrase had appeared burned into the school lawn.
We're never eating that cake, are we?
When she touches the stone, she has a vision. She sees Goody Addams behind iron gates, warning her that Crackstone is coming. Goody tells her she cannot help hone Wednesday's psychic powers. That's something she must do on her own. She points to a mysterious mansion, saying that if Wednesday wants to stop Crackstone, she needs to find it. She also warns Wednesday that her path leads to solitude. She'll end up alone, unable to trust anyone.
Is that supposed to scare me?
It should.
The next day, Wednesday sketches the gates from her vision. Meanwhile, Thing pulls out a massive suitcase from under the bed, a birthday gift her parents left during Parent Weekend. Inside are dead squirrels and tools for performing experiments. Enid also gives her a present, a black snood she crocheted herself.
What is it exactly?
It's a snood, silly. I made it in your signature colors. And you want to know what the best part is? I have one too. We can wear them together to class.
Oh, Enid, this is far too unique to wear to something like class. I suggest we wait for a more special occasion, like a funeral.
Mayor Walker arrives at Nevermore to discuss the burning lawn incident. Principal Larissa suspects his son, Lucas, since he previously disrupted the Raven Dance, but the mayor assures her it wasn't him. Lucas has been grounded ever since. To help clear his name, Walker has assigned his son to do community service at Nevermore. Out on the school lawn, Wednesday inspects the burned "Fire will rain" message. Xavier approaches and asks what she saw during her vision in the crypt.
Who said I was ready to speak with you?
You still think I'm the monster?
Haven't ruled it out.
Yeah, well, when you change your mind and you want my help, you know where to find me.
Later, Bianca notices a Morning Song bracelet on Lucas's wrist while he's cleaning windows. She questions him.
Where'd you get it?
And he says he met a woman who convinced him to join the Morning Song Club and install their app. The woman was Bianca's mother. Bianca warns him to delete the app and stay away from the group. As a wealthy mayor's son who's a bit lost, he's exactly the kind of target they prey on.
Because you're just the type they're looking for.
Lucas, who genuinely likes her, invites her to a coffee shop. Meanwhile, Wednesday visits Eugene, who's still in a coma. She opens up to him, admitting she used to love birthdays, back when her parents threw her perfect parties with perfect gifts. But now, everything feels so trivial. Dr. Valerie Kinbutt enters with flowers. Eugene's moms had asked her to check in on him while they're away for a few days. At the same time, Mayor Walker continues digging into the past. He receives the death certificate of Garrett Gates' sister, who supposedly drowned in England. He finds her death suspicious and wants to determine whether it's connected to the recent attacks. His secretary also informs him that someone reported seeing lights on at the old Gates family house. At the local coffee shop, Wednesday reads a book about Crackstone when Tyler shows up. He tries to ask her out on a birthday date, but as usual, she brushes him off. He's confused about why she's been avoiding him since the Raven Dance. Just then, then, Sheriff Galpin enters. Wednesday informs him about the phrase she found in Crackstone's crypt, the same one burned into the school lawn. But he brushes her off and tells her to drop the investigation.
I figured since you no longer have an old vendetta to obsess over, you're free to solve some real crime.
Your father and I buried the hatchet. Maybe you should do the same.
I don't bury hatchets. I sharpen them.
Later, Wednesday and Thing visit Xavier in his art studio. She shows him a sketch she made of the gates from her vision. Xavier points to a drawing he made of the same place, revealing he's been having those strange dreams again. In the dreams, he feels like the monster is lurking in the shadows of the mansion. The gated mansion used to belong to the Gates family. He passes it every time he goes running. Thing shows Wednesday a picture Xavier drew of her. He admits that after the dance, he tried to forget about her, but he couldn't. That's when he painted the picture. With his powers, he brings to life an image of her playing the cello.
I can tell how you get lost in the music.
She leaves his shed without saying a word. Eventually, Bianca shows up at the coffee shop and meets Lucas, who took her advice, removed the bracelet, and deleted the morning song app. They have a heart-to-heart talk. Lucas opens up, admitting that after ruining the dance, he feels like crap and regrets what he did. He says no one believes he can become someone.
Hey, you're Bianca, right? Could you do me a favor? Wednesday forgot this. Could you give it back to her? Birthday gift from Enid.
Aren't you her boyfriend?
Definitely not.
The next morning, Wednesday visits the mansion to investigate but sees someone wandering inside. It's the mayor, checking out the place after the tip about strange lights. He calls the sheriff and leaves a voicemail, saying he figured out who's behind all the killings and urges him to meet at the coffee shop. Wednesday tells Thing to distract the mayor. While he's not looking, she sneaks into the trunk of his car. He drives to the cafe, unaware that Wednesday and Thing are hiding. As he crosses the street to meet the sheriff, a blue Cadillac hits him. An ambulance rushes him to the hospital. Following the incident, the sheriff records Wednesday's statement. She claims she hid in the back of Walker's car to learn more about what he had discovered at the Gates mansion. Back at Nevermore, the principal revokes Wednesday's town privileges for breaking school rules.
How do you manage to end up at the center of every terrible thing that happens around here?
Incredible luck.
The next morning, Wednesday calls Tyler and tells him she's changed her mind about the date, but we know it's just an excuse to get out and continue investigating. The sheriff warns Tyler to stay away from girls like Wednesday because they'll break his heart. Tyler tries to talk about his mom, but the sheriff avoids the topic. It's clear their relationship is strained since Tyler's mother passed away. That's why Tyler visits the therapist. Wednesday tricks Enid into sneaking out for a redo of her birthday party.
Oh, we should wear our snoods.
Oh, I believe I left mine at fencing.
Actually, you left yours at the weather vane. Luckily, Bianca brought it back.
Like a monkey's paw.
Tyler picks them up outside the school.
Wait, he's our Uber driver?
Uber driver? I thought we were going on a date.
I thought this was a girls' night out.
Okay, what's up with the weird matching hoodie scarf thingies?
Don't ask. Just drive.
Meanwhile, Xavier knocks on the girl's window and finds Thing typing on the typewriter. Thing reveals where the girls went. Wednesday, Enid and Tyler arrive at the Gates mansion. Enid and Tyler realize too late they've been tricked, but they press on. Neither Tyler nor Wednesday can open a locked door.
This is pointless.
Can I try?
Oh.
It's a werewolf thing.
Inside the mansion, they find the blue Cadillac that hit the mayor.
We need to call Tyler's dad right friggin' now.
Why? So he can take me back to Nevermore and get me expelled? It's not gonna happen.
Here they are, the Gates family. They scrub up well for psychopaths. There's Garrett, his outcast-hating father, Ansel, and you must be Laurel. They're all long gone. So the question is, why did Goody lead me here?
Wednesday finds a hidden altar dedicated to Joseph Crackstone. The candles are still warm.
Who doesn't have a spooky built-in altar in their family library?
Ours is in the living room. More seating for a year-long Dia de los Muertos.
They split up to investigate. While Tyler stays on the ground floor, the girls go upstairs.
You go left, I go right.
You seriously want to split up? In here, that is literally how every best friend dies in a horror movie.
The faster we search, the sooner you can leave.
Enid finds a room that looks untouched. No dust, the bed made, and fresh flowers. The same kind Dr. Kinbot brought to Eugene's room. Wednesday finds a music box with the initials LG.
Laurel Gates.
It's the same name from the file Mayor Walker was reviewing. Suddenly, Tyler screams for help. The monster appears. The creature chases the girls through the house.
Stop.
Forcing them into a basement, where they discover the monster's trophy stash, body parts from the victims. With no time to spare, they flee the house and circle back to find Tyler. They discover him alive, but badly injured with deep claw marks across his chest. Just then, Xavier shows up and rushes to help, only fueling Wednesday's suspicions even more. They rush Tyler back to his house. The sheriff walks in and immediately orders all the Nevermore students to leave. Afterward, Wednesday tries to bring him back to the Gates mansion, but by the time they arrive, everything has been wiped. wiped clean. There's no sign of the blue Cadillac or any of the monster's trophies. She tells him someone must have cleared everything out. Furious, the sheriff accuses her of endangering his son's life. He forbids her from seeing Tyler again or continuing her investigation. Back at Nevermore, Wednesday is confronted by Principal Weems. She scolds her for disobeying direct orders and putting her classmates at risk. But Wednesday pushes back. She shows her the drawing that prompted Rowan to attack her.
Is this why he tried to kill you?
His mother drew it before she died, said I was destined to destroy the school. But I think I'm meant to save it. Now you know what's at stake. Everything you vowed to protect, no less. I think I deserve another chance. Please.
Principal Weems gives her one final warning. When she returns to her dorm, Wednesday finds Enid packing her things. She's moving into Yoko's room. Enid accuses Wednesday of using people and putting others in danger just to chase her obsessions. That's not how real friends treat each other. She says she tried so hard to be Wednesday's friend, but it clearly didn't matter.
I've tried really, really, really hard to be your friend. Always put myself out there, thought of your feelings. Told people, I know she gives off serial killer vibes, but she's really just shy.
I never asked you to do that.
You didn't have to, because that's what friends do. They don't have to be asked. And the fact that you don't know that says everything.
Now alone, Wednesday sits in silence.
But for the first time in my life, it doesn't feel good.
She takes out the music box she found at the Gates mansion. When she opens it, a secret compartment pops loose, scattering a handful of candid photos of her. Someone had been watching her closely. Meanwhile, at the hospital, a mysterious figure slips into Mayor Walker's ICU room and unplugs his ventilator, killing him. The next day, mourners gather for the mayor's funeral. Wednesday watches from the crowd, convinced the killer is hiding in plain sight. Then she spots a shadowy figure on the edge of the woods. She follows.
Still as sharp as ever, my pigtailed protege.
And is shocked to find Uncle Fester.
Buongiorno.
She lights up with a rare, full smile, the first we've seen all season. Fester tells her he needs a place to lay low after a job. Wednesday hides him in Eugene's beehive barn.
I like a hideout that comes with snacks.
Those bees are hibernating. They're practically Eugene's children. That means do not eat them.
Then fills him in on her investigation. When she shows him a picture of the monster, Fester immediately identifies it as a Hyde.
Isn't Jekyll and Hyde?
She wonders what triggers a Hyde transformation. Unfortunately, the Nevermore library has nothing on the subject. That's when Fester tells her about Nathaniel Faulkner, Nevermore's founder, who wrote extensively about monsters. His diary is locked in a hidden safe inside the Nightshade's library. Wednesday says they'll retrieve it soon. As she leaves the barn, Fester makes a grab for Eugene's hibernating bees.
Leave the bees alone.
One look at his face, and I thought, he's totally about to say,
Mi scusi. Mi scusi.
Wednesday sits alone in her room, thinking about the monster and how it might be connected to the Gates mansion. The silence feels strange without Enid's constant chatter. Suddenly, Enid appears to grab a few things she left behind. She asks Wednesday how she's been, but Wednesday tries to hide the fact that she misses her. They trade a few passive jabs.
You overcommit to clubs and activities and then complain about them nonstop.
Well, at least it's not a migraine-inducing typewriter hammering into my head.
You giggle when you text.
As opposed to late-night cello solos.
When you're not grinding your canines, you growl in your sleep.
But it's clear Enid is still hurt. She tells Wednesday that Yoko has invited her to move in permanently, which makes Wednesday visibly uncomfortable. Later that night, Wednesday sneaks into the Nightshade's library, where she runs into Xavier.
Uncle Fester?
Who's Uncle Fester?
What are you doing here?
Well, since I'm an actual Nightshade, I don't have to explain myself. What's your excuse for creeping around in the middle of the night?
He tries to explain that he's always been on her side, and all he's gotten in return is suspicion. Wednesday pushes back, pointing out that every time the monster has attacked someone, Xavier has somehow been nearby. She also brings up his detailed sketches of the Hyde, drawings of a creature he supposedly hasn't even seen.
If I am the monster, then why haven't I killed you?
Because for some reason I cannot fathom or indulge you seem to like me.
What's to like?
After Xavier storms off, Uncle Fester pops out from behind the bookshelves. He reveals a hidden safe behind Iggy's portrait. Thing easily picks the lock, and they steal Nathaniel Faulkner's diary. Back in her room, Wednesday and Fester dig into the diary. It reveals that Hydes are artistic by nature, but also vindictive. Their dark side lies dormant until unlocked, either by hypnosis or chemical inducement.
This act causes the Hyde to develop an immediate bond with its liberator, who the creature now sees as its master, becomes the willing instrument of whatever nefarious agenda this new master might propose. That means I'm not looking for one killer, but two.
They're interrupted by Ms. Thornhill. As usual, Fester vanishes before she can see him. Thornhill informs Wednesday that Enid has officially requested to move in with Yoko for the rest of the year. Though clearly disappointed, Wednesday pretends not to care. Thornhill gently admits she's noticed how close the girls had become. Eventually, Ms. Thornhill says she'll submit Enid's request. Then she leaves. To add to her disappointment, Uncle Fester tells Wednesday that being solo has its perks.
You get to live by your own rules, do whatever you want. Just look at me.
But it's clearly not the kind of solitude Wednesday had in mind. The next morning, Wednesday spies on Xavier and overhears him urgently arranging a meeting. She and Fester tail him on a ridiculous stolen motorcycle Fester used in a bank robbery. They follow Xavier into the woods where he meets with Dr. Kinbot. He tells her he had a dream about her dying. Wednesday is convinced now. She believes Kinbot is the Hyde's master and used hypnosis to unleash Xavier's dark side. She rushes to tell Principal Weems, but when she finds Kinbot already in her office, she backs off. Instead, she casually asks the therapist if she uses hypnotherapy. Kinbot says yes, and that she actually likes this method. Later, Wednesday and Fester meet at the coffee shop. Tyler joins them with a peace-offering coffee and meets Uncle Fester. Wednesday shares her theory about the Hyde with him. Just then, the sheriff walks in, and Fester disappears. The sheriff shows Tyler a surveillance camera image of Fester, identifying him as an armed robbery suspect. Tyler covers for him, claiming not to recognize the man.
Thank you, but you didn't have to do that.
Yeah, your family is very colorful.
Tyler asks Wednesday to make it up to him with a real date, this time for real.
And no excuses. Figure after what happened last time, you owe me.
He tells her to meet him at Crackstone's crypt. That night, Wednesday heads out, leaving Thing behind to guard the diary.
It's not a date. It's a quid pro quo for almost getting him disemboweled.
Tyler sets up a romantic date at the crypt, complete with an old-school projector playing Legally Blonde, which he chose as a horror movie for her. Wednesday actually enjoys the effort and even thanks him for the torture. Meanwhile, the sheriff and his team find Fester's stolen motorcycle in the woods. As they investigate, they hear something in the crypt. Inside, Tyler opens up about wanting more than friendship.
You're making a mistake.
Probably.
Definitely.
Just as they're about to kiss, the sheriff bursts in, searching for Fester. He says he found the bike and thought the fugitive might be hiding there.
But I never saw the two of you here. You got it? Unbelievable. Come on.
After the interrupted date, Wednesday returns to her dorm and finds it ransacked. Faulkner's diary is missing. Worse, Thing has been stabbed and pinned to the wall. Wednesday rushes him to Fester, who uses his electrical powers to revive him. With tears in her eyes, Wednesday threatens,
"If you die, I will kill you. Go again. Now, again, please!"
Thankfully, Fester saves him. Thing says he didn't see the attacker. They came from behind. Wednesday tells Fester to leave before the police catch him. Wednesday confronts Principal Larissa about the break-in. She tells her that someone has stolen Nathaniel Faulkner's diary. Surprisingly, the principal already knew about the diary and doesn't seem shocked to learn the monster is a Hyde. When Wednesday presses her about Hydes,
Faulkner spent years studying Hydes. He was killed by a Hyde before he could reach one. Others tried to carry on his research, but the Hydes were too unpredictable and violent. They were officially banned from Nevermore 30 years ago.
The next day, Bianca and Lucas approach Wednesday with new information about the mayor's death. Lucas had found documents left on his father's desk. According to them, Laurel Gates was presumed drowned, but no body was ever recovered. The papers reveal that the Gates mansion was purchased a year ago by a 90-year-old woman who later died under mysterious circumstances. All her belongings were left to her caregiver, Teresa L. Glau.
It's an anagram for Laurel Gates.
Wednesday realizes that Laurel never died. She returned to Jericho under a new identity to seek revenge against those who wronged her family.
You know who Laurel is, don't you?
Wednesday becomes convinced that Dr. Valerie Kinbot is actually Laurel Gates in disguise. She pays her therapist a visit to confront her.
I found it in your old childhood room.
Dr. Kinbot is bewildered by the accusation and thinks Wednesday has lost her mind. But Wednesday presses on, addressing her as Laurel and treating her like a suspect.
And so did Mayor Walker, which is why you had to kill him. I mean, who better to slide in and out of the hospital undetected than a psychiatrist under the guise of visiting another patient?
You're not actually accusing me of murdering the mayor.
Who you calling, Xavier?
Judge Reynolds, I'm going to recommend you stay in a juvenile psychiatric facility for observation.
Oh, please. You and I both know I'd be running that place in a week. Time's up, Laurel.
After Wednesday leaves, Kinbot calls Principal Larissa to report the troubling conversation. While on the phone, she hears a noise in the bathroom. When she opens the door, the Hyde leaps out and kills her. Later, Principal Larissa and Wednesday sit in the hospital waiting room when the sheriff arrives with the news. Dr. Kinbot is dead.
This ends now.
Wednesday storms into Xavier's art studio and confronts him.
You left that in my room.
I wasn't in your room. Believe me or don't believe me. I don't care.
She points out how disturbingly accurate his sketches of the Hyde are, especially one of Dr. Kinbot's death. Xavier insists that he only drew what he saw in a dream. Then, Wednesday finds incriminating items hidden in his studio: Rowan's inhaler, Eugene's glasses, and stalker photos of herself. Xavier is stunned.
No, somebody planted that stuff!
The sheriff and his deputies burst in and arrest him.
You framed me!
The sheriff thanks Wednesday for her help. Back in her dorm room, Wednesday finds Enid has returned. Enid explains that after she left for a few days, the entire room was trashed, and Thing was nearly killed. It's clear both of them are happy to be reunited. They begin chatting about Wednesday's date with Tyler, and Enid casually mentions that he's working the late shift. So Wednesday heads to the coffee shop to see him. After some playful flirting, she finally kisses Tyler. But the moment their lips meet, she's slammed to the ground by a powerful vision. In it, she sees Dr. Kinbot lying in a pool of blood. Tyler, shirtless and bloody, stands over her, having just transformed back into his human form from the hide. It's now undeniable. Xavier was innocent all along. Terrified, Wednesday stumbles out of the coffee shop, leaving Tyler confused and concerned.
Of course, the first boy I kissed would turn out to be a psychotic, serial-killing monster. I guess I have a type.
The next night, Tyler arrives at the woods, expecting another date with Wednesday. When he tries to hug her, she stops him cold, accusing him of being the Hyde. She suggests that Dr. Kinbot must have discovered his true nature during their sessions and unlocked his transformation, becoming his master.
Why'd you kill her? I thought Hydes were typically loyal to their masters.
Tyler tries to deny everything and acts bewildered, asking why she would come alone if she truly believed he was the killer.
Who said I was alone?
Members of the Nightshades, including Bianca and Yoko, step out from the shadows to back up Wednesday.
I'm out of here.
Actually, you're coming with us.
When he regains awareness, Tyler finds himself chained to a chair. Wednesday begins her interrogation. She tells him she knows his mother was a Hyde, a fact that was covered up.
Your father fell in love and married an outcast.
Fine, my mom was an outcast. It doesn't make me a monster.
She attended Nevermore, and her Hyde nature was triggered by postpartum depression. She was later committed to Willow Hill Psychiatric Hospital, where she eventually died.
My mom had severe bipolar disorder.
We both know that's a lie. She was a Hyde.
As he continues to deny it, Wednesday grows cold. She tells him Hydes only respond to pain, and perhaps torture will trigger the truth.
There's only one thing that a Hyde understands. Pain.
Wednesday! That's it. I'm out. Us too.
No.
I didn't sign up for this. Let's go to Weems, explain everything.
Weems won't help, and Tyler here is always one step ahead of his father.
Then you're on your own.
Wait, no, don't leave me here with her, please! I'm begging you, please!
Meanwhile, the sheriff is listening to recordings from Dr. Kinbot's therapy sessions with Tyler. She had been trying to help him cope with his trauma after his mother's death. In the tapes, she reflects on how deeply it affected him, even more than she had initially thought. Just then, the sheriff receives a call from Principal Larissa, who informs him that Tyler has been kidnapped. The Nightshades had reported Wednesday's actions to her. Soon after, the sheriff and his deputies storm the art studio, stopping Wednesday before she can go any further. Both she and Tyler are taken to the police station. At the station, Principal Larissa tells Wednesday that Sheriff Galpin won't be pressing kidnapping charges.
Of course he's not. How long have you known?
Excuse me?
Wednesday, that's enough.
Xavier Thorpe is our Hyde. We've got evidence thanks to you, and that's why I'm giving you one last pass.
Tyler is going to turn on you too.
Let's go.
As Wednesday prepares to leave the police station, Tyler asks to speak with her in private. During their conversation, he confesses to the murders and admits that each time he killed, he felt a rush, thrilled by his victim's fear.
What does it feel like?
What does what feel like?
To lose.
He mocks her coldly and warns that she has no idea what's coming next, leaving her deeply unsettled. As a result, Principal Weems decides she's had enough. She expels Wednesday from Nevermore and tells her to pack her things. She'll be leaving the next afternoon. Wednesday insists she acted alone and that none of the other students were involved. She pleads for more time to prove Tyler is the Hyde.
You know his mother was an outcast. She was a student here. You must remember her. She was a Hyde.
Yes, Francois. She was a lovely woman. I didn't ask what she identified as.
Well, then give me more time and I can prove to you that they are Hydes.
There is no more time, and there are no more deals, Wednesday.
Later that night, Wednesday sneaks into the police station to speak with Xavier. She tells him Tyler used her as a pawn to frame him for the murders. She explains that she discovered Tyler was the Hyde when she kissed him.
I'm glad you were getting some action while I was falsely accused.
But since you seem to have some sort of psychic connection to the Hyde, I was curious to know if you've drawn anything recently that might shed some light on the situation.
You want my help?
He lashes out, blaming her for ruining his life. She shows him the prophetic drawing made by Rowan's mother, reminding him that this is about more than either of them. It's about saving Nevermore.
Go far away and never come back. Do you understand? That can't happen if you're not here. That's how you save everyone, okay? So go. Leave!
The next morning, Wednesday and Enid share a bittersweet farewell. Enid tells her she'll never forget her. She's learned so much from their friendship.
What about you? Will you forget about me?
Enid, the mark you have left on me is indelible. Anytime I grow nauseous at the sight of a rainbow or hear a pop song that makes my ears bleed, I'll think of you. Thanks.
I guess.
She also shares the good news that Eugene finally woke up during the night. Wednesday then says goodbye to Bianca and the Nightshades, warning them to stay alert. Tyler is still out there, and something worse may be coming. As she prepares to leave, Ms. Thornhill gives her a white oleander as a farewell gift and wishes her the best. Principal Weems, who insists on escorting her personally, agrees to let Wednesday visit Eugene in the hospital first. At the hospital, Eugene sits up in bed. Wednesday visits her friend and apologizes, saying she should have been with him in the cave instead of at the dance. She takes responsibility and says it should have been her lying in that hospital bed. Wednesday tells Eugene she believes Dr. Kinbot set fire to the Hynes cave and had control over Tyler until he turned on her. But Eugene remembers something crucial. Before the explosion, he saw someone in a black coat and red boots near the cave. Wednesday suddenly realizes Ms. Thornhill is the only one she's seen wearing red boots. She rushes back to Nevermore and confronts Ms. Thornhill, who is in the greenhouse preparing nightshade poison. Without mincing words, Wednesday calls her Laurel Gates and tells her to drop the act. She even compliments her on her masterful revenge plot. Ms. Thornhill initially feigns confusion, but quickly becomes agitated by Wednesday's persistence. Wednesday reveals that Tyler confessed everything, and as if on cue, Tyler appears behind her, confirming it.
But you used a plant-derived chemical, didn't you? I know your father kept tabs on all the outcasts in town, so I assume he told you all about the Galpin family secret when you were just a girl. That's why you targeted Tyler. You manipulated him by showing him what his mother truly was. Now, what Tyler didn't realize is that the truth wouldn't free him.
I'm so sorry, Tyler.
It would enslave him to you. And that was scary at first, so you used the cave and the shackles. But eventually, he willingly became your servant. And when Kinbot came close to discovering the truth, you had Tyler kill her and pin it on Xavier.
With the truth laid bare, Laurel finally confesses.
Tyler, honey, make Mama happy and shut her up.
And admits she sent him to intercept her on the train station to lure her into her plan from the very beginning. But in a shocking twist, it isn't Tyler standing behind Wednesday. It's Principal Weems, who reveals herself by transforming back from Tyler's form. Caught off guard, Laurel is stunned.
Your slave is probably still at the station.
Weems demands she surrender, but Laurel injects her with nightshade poison. Tragically, the principal collapses and dies within seconds. Laurel then knocks Wednesday unconscious with a shovel. Thing witnesses the entire attack. Meanwhile, Eugene video calls Enid and reveals that Ms. Thornhill is the villain.
She's the bad guy, bad woman. She's just a really bad person.
Okay, Ajax and I will go check out the conservatory.
B-boy, welcome back.
What's he doing in your room?
He also tells her that Wednesday and Principal Weems went to confront her. Suddenly, Thing bursts into the room and frantically signals that the principal has been killed and Wednesday has been kidnapped.
Who are the Nightshades?
I'll explain on the way.
Enid and Ajax rush out toward Crackstone's crypt, while Eugene leaps out of his hospital bed, determined to help rescue Wednesday. Under the blood moon, Wednesday regains consciousness in the crypt, chained from the ceiling. Laurel orders Tyler to wait for her by the boat. She then begins to reveal her grand plan. She intends to destroy Nevermore. Laurel is a descendant of Crackstone, and she's using the body parts of the Hynes victims to bring him back to life.
You can't wake the dead. Believe me, I've tried.
I believe your ancestor, Goody Addams, would disagree.
Goody spoke as shadows. You're the one that stole the original from Pilgrim World.
It turns out Goody Addams not only killed Crackstone centuries ago, she also cursed his soul and sealed it within the crypt. To awaken him, Laurel needs the blood of Goody's direct descendant. Wednesday, as her living descendant, is the key. Laurel has timed everything perfectly, resurrecting Crackstone under a blood moon. In the meantime, the sheriff is transporting the falsely accused Xavier to prison, but he gets a call from his deputy, who tells him that Eugene's moms believe something strange is happening at Nevermore. Since all police vehicles are damaged, the sheriff decides to drive to the school himself to check it out. Back at the crypt, Laurel drags Wednesday over to the seal on Crackstone's tomb and slices her hand. The ritual awakens Crackstone, who vows his vengeance will be swift and merciless. Wednesday tries to stop him, but he paralyzes her with his staff. He calls her Goody Addams and stabs her in the abdomen before walking away. Thankfully, Goody's spirit appears to Wednesday and tells her how to defeat Crackstone. She must stab him in his black heart.
Is your spectral vision impaired? I'm dying.
Goody instructs her to use the talisman necklace her mother gave her. It will allow Goody to pass through her and heal her wounds. But doing so means Wednesday will never see Goody again. Wednesday agrees, and her ancestor heals her. Ajax brings Enid to the Nightshade's library.
I can't believe you're in a secret society and you didn't tell me.
Because, it's secret.
She's surprised to see so many students are members of the club.
Seriously, even Kent is here? How exclusive is this club?
Enid tells them what happened and shows them the prophetic drawing of Wednesday and Crackstone standing in a burning schoolyard. The group decides they need to evacuate all students immediately. However, sounding the fire alarm could scare off Laurel and Tyler, so Bianca suggests using the siren's powers to quietly evacuate everyone. Enid volunteers to take Thing and search the woods for Wednesday.
Seriously? A secret snap too?
As she races through the forest under the blood moon, she finally begins to transform into a werewolf for the first time. Meanwhile, the sirens begin influencing the minds of students and teachers to leave the school calmly. In the woods, the sheriff arrives and tracks his son's phone.
Oh, you tracking your little monster? You shut up.
He leaves Xavier locked in the car and continues on foot. Thankfully, Thing arrives and helps Xavier escape.
Yes!
Back in the forest, the fully healed Wednesday runs to confront Crackstone, but Tyler blocks her path. He morphs into the hide and attacks. Just in time, Enid jumps in to protect her and engages the monster in a vicious fight.
Enid?
Wednesday rushes back to the school to stop Crackstone. The hide and the werewolf clash in a brutal, bloody battle. Tyler nearly kills Enid, but the sheriff arrives and shoots him.
Tyler, son, is that really you?
As the hide turns on his father, Enid protects the sheriff and knocks the monster out. She transforms back into her human form just as Thing finds her. The sheriff discovers Tyler lying naked and unconscious among the leaves, covered in blood. Meanwhile, Crackstone storms the school and begins destroying everything in sight.
I can't tell you how I've longed for this moment, what it means for my family.
Silence, woman! Be gone, or I will cut thy tongue from thy wretched mouth!
Never meet your heroes.
Disappointed, Laurel walks away. Wednesday returns to Nevermore and arms herself with her father's sword, ready to face Crackstone. Xavier appears and fires an arrow at the undead pilgrim, but Crackstone magically reverses its path. Wednesday steps in front of Xavier and takes the arrow in her shoulder.
Oh my god.
I'm fine. Go. Get them out of here.
Rising to her feet, she attacks. Her sword shatters, and Crackstone pins her in place with his staff, preparing to finish her, until Bianca plunges a blade into his back. The distraction lets Wednesday snatch a broken shard of her sword and drive it into Crackstone's black heart. He burns to ash, leaving only his signet ring behind. Laurel then storms in with a gun, but a swarm of bees, guided by Eugene, engulfs her. Wednesday closes in and knocks Laurel unconscious. Nevermore is safe at last. Enid emerges from the forest and approaches the group of evacuated students gathered near the edge of the woods. When they see Wednesday walking out of the school, Enid runs to hug her, and for the first time, Wednesday hugs her back. Later, Lurch hauls away the last of Wednesday's belongings while she finishes her novel. Classes are canceled for the rest of the semester. She thanks Bianca for her help. Bianca replies that their fencing rematch will have to wait until next year. Upstairs, Wednesday finds Xavier and remarks how good it is to see him free again.
When I was in the cell, I said a lot of things. Being your friend should come with a warning label, but I don't know a lot of people who would take an arrow for me, so...
He hands her a parting gift, a smartphone with his number already saved. On the ride home, Wednesday sits in the back of the family car. Her new phone buzzes. A series of photos arrive from an unknown sender, along with a message that they're watching her. Elsewhere, an armored truck rumbles down the highway with a bound Tyler inside. He suddenly wakes and begins to transform into the hide once more. If you want to see Season 2, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Share your thoughts about the upcoming season in the comments. I genuinely love to hear what you think. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like.